morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's really good to be with you. We're going to begin here in a second. I'm going to let some attendees pile in, and then we're going to review everything that we've been discussing here on my streams with Eightcap over the past couple of days, specifically what we talked about 2 days ago on Monday. So we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about NASDAQ. We're going to talk about why is crypto selling off like as hard as it has been, like crazy is the word I was going to use. We're going to break all that down as quickly and as concisely as we can. But before we do that, I want to remind everybody to make sure you are subscribed to the Eightcap YouTube channel. If you subscribe there, you're going to be able to tune into my live stream through the rest of the month on Mondays, and you're also going to catch future live streams when Eightcap brings on other successful traders for you guys as well. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you're following them on Twitter and all that fun stuff. Let's get into the analysis for today. So as you can see, since yesterday, Bitcoin has sold off. How much are we down now as of today? About 15–16%. And it looks like we're headed lower. The level that I have marked off here that we've been talking about on all of my streams is the low set on June 18th. That's been the key level that we've had Bitcoin hold above. As I said to you guys on Monday and last week here, my favorite trade is when we break the horizontal level that's been support, which you really could box off this entire pin from that date in June and say that's the zone. So I'm looking for the break of this zone, as I said, and then the retest for the safety trade for a nice swing trade to the downside. On the shorter term timeframes, I actually made some money short Bitcoin yesterday. We have a couple of guys in our Discord chat short Bitcoin this morning off these A2 signals. If you want to learn about this A2 strategy, this is our newest strategy, make sure you go to my website, sign up for the webinar we're hosting. That'll be at the end of November. We're giving out the indicator and we're teaching the strategy totally for free. So make sure you're signed up if you'd like to learn that. But yesterday, look at the volatility here on Bitcoin. This is the 15-minute chart. I made money here short at about 8 a.m. New York time. It then ended up turning, stopping me out in profit with my entry. I locked my stop at my entry. Shoots up back towards high of day and then ends the day way lower. It went through its average daily range 2 times. It went 2 or 3 times what it normally does on an average day yesterday. So we could be seeing some volatility come back to Bitcoin, which is always a good thing. Now, today and tomorrow, what I'm watching for into the end of the week is not just the inflation print at 8:30 tomorrow, but if Bitcoin can hold under this 17,500 price level. If we hold under 17.5 today, if we finish red and we hold under, then we're probably going to see movement lower, I think, into the next couple of days. And I think that that's going to be confirmed by what we see on the indices. So let's take a look. This morning, there's some downside movement on the A2 entry that the guys in our group chat have been making money on NASDAQ and US30 as well. And that follows this descending channel that we've been talking about. Remember, I told you guys we were looking for NASDAQ specifically to slow at this zone set back in June, about the same time as we set the Bitcoin low. This is at 11,080. Just call it 11,000. Coming down off that 11,000 level today, I think we might see movement towards 10,700 on NASDAQ. You can see the channel. You can see the significant levels that we've been talking about. I left these up. This zone at the bottom is really where we have a lot of support, and it'll be important to see how it reacts when it gets there. But with sentiment very bearish, I am very bearish on NASDAQ, especially into the inflation print tomorrow. I think you're probably going to see the indices come lower. Now, that is a forecast. Out of everything I've said, my guess on what happens on inflation, that's a forecast, not a reaction. Good trades are based on reactions, not forecasts. So to me, the one indice that we want to kind of stay away from shorting right now is US30. US30 looks the most bullish comparative to US 500 or comparative to NASDAQ. US 500, I think, could set up for shorts again into tomorrow and Friday as well, depending on how that news paints. Look at the rejection with the pin yesterday here to that 38.84 level. That was the zone I gave you guys to look for shorts in on Monday. We pulled to that level yesterday, and since then we've come right off of it. If you look at the shorter time frame on this, again, US 500, volatility was there yesterday, just like it was on Bitcoin, but just not as much. It hit that zone at 38.60, came right down out of it. And today it's making lower highs and lower lows off that level, which tells me that it wants to move lower. Why I really like the trade that the boys took this morning. I was on a networking call this morning, so I missed the entry. Look at the breakout of the Asia low. So this pin right here is your Asia session low. Look at the breakout, retest, and that's the trade that I'm looking for. You see that? Break the significant horizontal level, retest, and then come lower. And you'll notice this actually painted 2 signals. You could have gotten short here on the first signal or here basically the same price on the second signal. The second signal moved a little bit faster to give you that 1R. We're only looking for 1-to-1 on this strategy. It's very, very simple. So you're not like marrying these trades all day. And you can see, what has it been telling you to do all day? These red indicators are short signals. Short it, short it, short it, short it, short it. Then you wake up, if you wake up around when I do, here's the opportunity to make that money on the downside. Same thing on NASDAQ. It looks almost identical. Just didn't get 2 entries there, just one. And that was at 6:15 this morning. Bitcoin overnight had a couple of A2s. You can see here at the changeover of day, a really good A2 there at about 7 o'clock my time, Eastern time. And then here at about midnight, a little bit after midnight, we had another A2. Both of those are winners following the move down yesterday. So the A2 is a really powerful strategy to ride trend. When you're looking to take advantage of trend, that's when we use the A2. For example, if you take a look at the 1-hour chart, and I put the A2 indicator on this side, and again, we're releasing this indicator on the webinar at the end of November, so make sure you're signed up. Look at the A2s so far this week. You had short signals on Sunday here, on Monday afternoon at 3 p.m. And then yesterday, even at 12 o'clock, when it shot up, it gave you an opportunity to get short above the 21 EMA, which I love, because if we're bearish, that's a high sell price. That's what the A2 is getting you, a high sell price or a low buying price. And that's where we ideally would want to be. So there's been a couple of 1-hour opportunities to short Bitcoin going into the move down this week. Now that we're at this June low, this is the moment. This is the day. I'm telling you, if we can break under 17.5, I think we slide to 16 or even 15 in the next couple of days. But I also would not be surprised if by the end of the day we get a little bounce maybe and it comes higher. Either way, I could see it going, and in either direction today, I could see it playing out. On the 15-minute though, why I'm more bearish, maybe 51% bearish than bullish, is because of the perfect market sentiment line. And you can see this market sentiment line has been bearish since Sunday afternoon. Yellow is the market sentiment line, green is the RSI. The yellow sentiment, which is trend, has not been above 50 all week. That just screams shorts. It screams for sells. It's beautiful. That's the kind of trend that we're looking for. Maybe the volatility happened yesterday on the indices because of the election, but I think the volatility on Bitcoin yesterday and on crypto yesterday was because of FTX. FTX is a crypto exchange that was forced to be bought out now by Binance. So there's some fears in the crypto market. You had a lot of people take money. I think $6 billion came off FTX's exchange in 3 days. So a lot of people pulled money out of the market, and that's why Bitcoin tanked, really. And I think Bitcoin going lower is probably what will happen, but overall, I don't see Bitcoin going to zero, you know? So let's transition. Oil today, looking bearish on the 15-minute. If you look at the higher time frames, we rejected really nicely, like I showed you here on Monday, the zone at 92.20, 92.18. We've now pushed back lower to the 21 EMA. This is an important point. Do we move lower through the 21 and try to cross the 8 back under the 21? Or does it hold the 21 EMA with this A2 long, and does it come back up to that zone? Oil's a little bit more indecisive. Silver looks really bullish to me. We've been bullish on silver since I started talking to you guys last week, and it's been a great call. Hopefully you guys have been buying silver like I have since I've been buying silver since 2020 when price was at $15 an ounce. So to see silver going at $21, $22 an ounce makes perfect sense to me. I could see 25. I could see 27, and no one would sweat. No one would sweat it. If inflation comes out bad tomorrow, this will go higher. I think commodities will rise if inflation comes out bad. Same thing with gold. Gold's been really bullish this week. 8 and 21 EMAs are now crossed up. You've got some strong support down here at 1615, 1600-ish, and I think that's going to continue to head higher. So overall, I'm still bullish commodities, even though on the short term today, they are red and headed a little lower today. Still bullish there. I'm more bearish on the indices and Bitcoin. I really like the bearish setup on NASDAQ for shorts going into the rest of the week. The inflation print tomorrow at 8:30 will dictate whether we're correct or not. If inflation comes out at whatever it does and the market wants to react positively, the indices react positively, that's going to set us up to maybe change the trend. But if it comes out negative and markets move down, that'll be like very confirming to what we're looking for. And I think that'll help set us up for more shorts as the week ends, and then that will lead into next week's price action as well. So for today, I'm really focused a lot on Bitcoin to see if it can break under this level, and I'm really focused to see where the indices move, if they're going to head back towards yesterday's low, something like that. On the other side of things, we had a couple of guys in our group chat this morning make money short Euro USD. It's a beautiful A2 entry here. Again, I love the breakout and retest. Here's the Asia low set with this pin right here, a couple hours before midnight. What does it do? Holds it, finally breaks it, retests it, Gives you a great A2 where you can get short on the 21 and then it falls over 1R for you. It's perfect. That is a perfect A2 trade based on structure. The L50 is very bullish today. That's the only reason to size down and trade a little smaller, because the L50 just crosses under 50, which is then becoming bearish, very close to the entry. So most of the day sentiment was actually bullish, but the structure fed the bearish idea. And I think that that's why the A2 is such a powerful strategy, because it's price action based, not indicator based. Okay. So Euro USD, there was a great move there. Euro CAD's moving lower. Euro NZD is moving higher. GBP CAD is following Euro CAD. CAD pairs are headed lower. And really as a whole, GBP pairs today are moving down. Even right now, GJ is now painting A2 signals telling you this is going to hold the 21 EMA and probably come lower. So it's just something to keep in mind as we look for entries. Trust that 8 and 21 EMA. Like on Bitcoin today, that's what I'm looking for to see if this is going to continue lower. Can it hold the 8 and the 21 EMA shift, 8 and 21 EMA cross that it made here last night at about 2 in the morning, right before the London session opened? That's really how I like to trade. React, don't forecast. Don't try to call the bottom, buying Bitcoin here just because it's at a support level. It could take this out and easily finish down 10% today like it did yesterday. It's only down 5% so far. So if we're going to get a move like yesterday, you're only halfway done today, and that would not surprise anybody. If you look at Bitcoin, if Bitcoin pushed through this level and finished today at 16,500 or 16,000, people would be like, yeah, that's a big bad day, but it wouldn't be like earth shattering. It wouldn't be the end of the world. You know what I mean? It wouldn't like knock people's socks off. So that's very important to just understand, is that when these volatile assets move, they will move violently sometimes. Same thing for the indices. When they move in trend, as we saw back here, look at like this is August and into September, the trend was very strong. It's just been really since like October and into November that we've been a little sideways on the indices. And that could be because of elections. It could be because of CPI. It could be because of a lot of things. But what's good for us is, finance guys and traders, we're seeing a little bit of rebalancing here in the United States for our congressional elections yesterday. We're seeing Republicans take back some seats, which is typically good fiscally. So that is kind of, I think, good news for the market, but the market's not reacting super positively in general. And that's probably because congressional elections are not the most important thing. It's not a presidential election. Beyond that, Ethereum is down 9% today and looks like it wants to head lower. You have A2's short in play there as well. On a daily time frame, Ethereum looks just as bad as Bitcoin, but it has some support underneath it at 900. So Ethereum has more room to go to the downside, in my opinion, just like the other ones, just like Bitcoin, just like these other cryptos. Dogecoin today pulling back now. On the daily chart, we were at 16 cents. We're back at 9 cents. So a lot of volatility there on Dogecoin. Dash looking really bad, looking very bearish. Cardano, very bearish, almost at lows from the last couple of years. Even XRP, not looking that great, headed back towards the low at 30 cents. It's at 38 right now. So what I can leave you guys with for today as we get set for the New York market open, I'm staying bearish Bitcoin in the indices for now and bullish commodities. That's the direction that we're going to probably see things move, going into the inflation numbers tomorrow at 8:30 New York time. If the inflation numbers come out and change that scenario, you need to be able to react to that inflationary print. So it's very important to keep an eye on that news and maybe even be flat going into the news. That's probably what I will do tomorrow morning, unless I find a trade at like 6 hours before. If I wake up at 7 and news is coming at 8:30, I'm not getting in a trade at 7:30 before the biggest news event of the month. CPI, FOMC, and NFP are the biggest news events of the month. And if you look, we have CPI tomorrow. Then we have a bank holiday on Friday for the USD for Veterans Day. Next week, not a lot of news for the US dollar. Next week looks really good. So considering that this is such an important news event, it's very important to be cautious with your trading. But Bitcoin bearish, indices bullish, Euro back at 1.00. I think we're going to probably see Euro USD try to get back under that 1.000 level. We'll see. Just a little bit of a forecast there is that Euro comes down as dollar gains some strength. If inflation comes out bad, you might see the dollar move, and that'll push Euro USD. But that's what I want to leave you guys with for today. I appreciate you all being here for this webinar. I hope that you found some value. I hope you're seeing the trade ideas progress here, where we're creating ideas Monday, using that bias to trade on Tuesday, and then today, Wednesday, and even tomorrow into the news. It's tricky this week with news on Thursday, bank holiday on Friday. So now that we're getting closer to that, keep your trading tight. If you're looking for swing trades, keep your trading tight. That's the best advice I can give you. Come back next week when there's not a lot of news. Tomorrow could be violent, could be not. It's very, very hard to predict, so stay out. Don't predict when you're trading. React. It's the best thing you can take from me. Learn how to react to the market like I do. Read EMAs, read structure, and react. Don't forecast. Don't call bottoms. Don't call tops. That's the worst thing you could do. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Make sure you're subscribed to the Eightcap YouTube channel. I'll be live on Monday morning. I will set us up for the week again. And then Wednesday, we'll follow it up with a webinar. We're doing that for the rest of this month. So again, make sure you're subscribed to the Eightcap YouTube channel. Make sure you're signing up for the webinars. And if you want to even follow me personally, my social media handles, my YouTube is Austin Silver FX. Austin Silver FX on everything. You can connect with me there. Hit me with any questions. I'm always happy to help. But listen, everybody, good luck with your trading. Bitcoin and indices bearish today, going into the CPI tomorrow. Commodities, silver, oil, gold, bullish. That's the trend I'm leaving you with. Good luck and happy trading.